Alright guys, welcome back. We are here for the season finale for this Gold Series in PRA Wreckfest. I'm joined in the booth once again with my good pal Graham. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to see the end for this Gold Series this season. This is going to be an absolutely crazy race.
I hate that you said that. I don't want it to end. And I've said that for the bronze too, but every series has been phenomenal this year. And as much as there's some people that aren't fans of the Road Slayer, I really feel like we picked a really solid car this year. Everybody seemed to be pretty close to being in times in each series, where like the Cardinal last year was kind of like a big gap in each. So I feel like it was a really good pick this year, which made for a great season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not a lot of us were big fans of that Cardinal last season. I know everyone was kind of excited to get out of it and move on to a better car, but here we are with the Road Slayer. 5 weeks of racing. This is the last one, and we got quite the interesting starting lineup here. We got Zuri's, our points leader. He's starting on the pole, no surprise there. And then you got the silver winner for this track in Colt Chevy in second, and our Silver Series champion in Millsy in third. So these guys are coming strong.
Yeah, they're trying to make a name for themselves. They want gold next year, and they're going to prove it tonight. And we'll see what happens. We're about to go green.
Absolutely, and this is the kind of track where, it's all about rhythm, and getting these first few corners and getting that clean air is going to be huge.
And with Zuri's on the pole, he's first in points. Oh, look at Colt. Dominant move on that outside there. That was a good move. Zuri's might be playing it safe. He knows Squeller's right behind him. And Squeller can't fall back too far. With Millsy and Frylock right there, he's going to try to push hard to get into a line, get into his rhythm, and keep the Zuri's. He doesn't want to lose sight of him.
Yeah, absolutely. And as long as Colt Chevy's in front of him, and, we saw that Zuri's did have some quicker pacing than him, Colt Chevy is a very defensive driver, and he can slow Zuri's down here. And that's kind of what Squeller wants. He wants Colt Chevy to slow him down and Millsy to start fighting him.
Well, we know how Colt Chevy is once he gets out front. He's in his comfort zone, and he can hit his marks, and he's probably one of the most consistent drivers here tonight. So it's going to be a challenge for Zuri. I don't think he's used to being second with a guy as consistent as he is, and he made a mistake there. Can Zuri's capitalize on it?
Yeah, Zuri's is going to get the preferred inside here, and Colt actually makes a smart move to tuck in behind him to also get that inside line. That line is just so much quicker than the outside if you hit it right.
And, Colt is here to race and try to make a name for himself, but he knows the points battle. He's going to try to be as clean as possible with these guys up front.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be the same with Millsy. I mean, Millsy's a tough guy to pass as well, as Squeller's been behind him for the past 2 laps, but I don't think Millsy's going to race super dirty, or not dirty. He's not a dirty racer, but he's not likely going to be quite as aggressive as he normally is.
Ooh, D West made a little mistake there. He got by Frylock and made a mistake on the last corner there that fell back a spot. Tight racing here so far.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are still, like, while they're a little bit spread out, they're still in a nice pack where if someone takes a corner wrong, they're going to get passed by 4 guys.
As tight as it is, yeah, you don't want to make a mistake. And these guys rarely make them, so it's even magnified even more.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Millsy always said for this track that this is not his track. He was always felt slower here. And we might be seeing that a little bit with Colton Zuri's. They're just kind of running away. Whereas Millsy's kind of holding up the field. So Squeller and Frylock are going to want to get around him as soon as possible.
It's kind of hard because Squeller's trying to get by Millsy, but Frylock hasn't made it easy. And Frylock got around Squeller, and D-West is trying to do the same. Squeller's going to put a little block on him, say, hey, man, I just want to get into my rhythm. Let me go. And it worked for him. So now, we get comfortable, focus on Frylock, and, try to make a move because, we're already down 5 laps. He's got 15 laps to try to get ahead of Zuri's, and Zuri's being up front is not helping him.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what Squeller's thinking is like, Zuri's He's leading the points by a good margin right now. I believe he's ahead by 8 points coming into this race. Let me just double check there. Yes,
Yes, you're right.
so
And
Zuri's
that's
is ahead by 8.
and with that in mind, Frylock, I know we haven't really said much about him with the point situation. He's only 3 points behind Squeller, so you know he's going to try to keep Squeller behind Frylock to maybe have a chance to get second place after this in the oval race.
Yeah, and I think Squeller's kind of feeling the same way that I did on Monday, where me and Colt were obviously having a really tight battle in points at the end there. He was 4 points behind me. He ended up beating me. Fair play to him. He was racing. He was on fire on Monday night, but I was kind of on the mindset of I'm not really trying to reach Millsy. If it happens, cool, but I'm just trying to fend off my second place points.
Do you think Squeller's feeling the same now that you went through it? You think he's feeling the pressure? Do you think he's going to be pushing a little bit harder than his normal comfort zone?
I definitely think he wants to at least try and catch Zuri's. I mean, the next oval coming up is a monster of its own. Anything can happen, as we saw with me. Uh, so I think he wants to try and get as close to Zuri's as he can here, and try and take away as many points as he can. And part of that's also getting around Frylock, which will push Frylock farther back in points, which is exactly what he wants.
Well, it seems like they're getting comfortable. D-West has put pressure on Squeller, and Frylock's putting pressure on Millsy. And Squeller is probably want to try to set himself up to try to get with Frylock so that if he makes a move on Millsy, he can go with him too. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, absolutely. But looking at the lap times, Missouri's is going to be a tough guy to catch up with. I mean, he's got a 56.9 already, and he's just storming away from this field.
Already, right? With only 7 laps into this race. Jeez.
And I believe
Missouri's is phenomenal.
I believe that's his third 56 today already. He might have hit it a couple times this race. I'm not too sure. But I know in the qualifiers he hit 2 of them. So this guy he was putting in the work, obviously, and you can't knock him. He's been racing incredibly this season.
He's got the clean air. He's got Colt there. He knows he can't make a mistake. But Zuri's does pretty well with pressure, and he seems to be, very consistent right now in his groove, hitting his marks. And Colt, he's probably loving the fact that he's even running second in gold. He tried really hard in the silver. He put a lot of time and effort into it this week, and it's paying off right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I do want to note is near the end of this race, if Colt is still this close to Zuri's, he might feel some more pressure, because last season this kind of same situation was happening where Squeller was right behind Zuri's the majority of the race, and on the last lap, Squeller passed him to take the win. I don't know if he won the race, but he took the spot from Zuri's at least, and he might have a little bit of PTSD if that situation comes up.
Imagine how Millsy feels, right? I mean, yeah, he just got passed by Frylock and Squeller's there too, but he's been doing a great job with these guys on his bumper for 9 straight laps. Like, it hasn't been easy for him, and he's doing a great job there, battling with the best of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, holding off the 2 titans of Squeller and Frylock is definitely not easy. These are 2 of the fastest guys in North America on this game, without a doubt. And Millsy has been doing an incredible job of doing it, so kudos to him. He wants to get used to it though, because this is where he's coming next season.
Yeah, I think a lot of these gold guys expected Millsy to be there, but PRA wanted to make sure he was definitely ready for it, and he proved it. He won the championship in silver. He's moving up next season, and I'm excited to see what he does. I think he has a solid chance at being a contender for the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Bobby just hit,
Bobby. Yeah, I just saw that. AY like that. He got a position out of that, so he's happy.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say this backpack is. Oh, Bobby, I'm going to ride with this for a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, no, man, I want it back. Give it back.
This is my spot, and he wants it. No, that's kind of a thing that you see in PRA a lot. Is it doesn't matter where you are, you never want to finish last, so you always see battles in the back of the pack.
third through six kind of settled in. They're kind of in the line, trying to see what everybody's doing, seeing if there any mistakes happen. D West is trying to put pressure on Millsy, but Millsy's handling it really well. He's comfortable now. He's in his groove.
Yeah,
And
and when you have Squeller and Frylock on your bumper for 9 laps, you get kind of used to taking the more defensive line, but it seems like Millsy's not even really taking that much of a defensive line. I feel like on this track, a lot of the times, the defensive line is also just the optimal line.
right.
So he
Yeah,
doesn't really have to. He doesn't really have to fight with that unless you're door to door.
You were talking about recently with, there's a hot lap line and then there's the optimal line. I kind of feel that's the same here, right? Like it's pretty much the same. And with that being said, you just practice this line consistently over and over again. So it's just about just getting through without making mistakes.
Ooh, Millsy comes up on the corner panel of Squeller a little bit there. Loses a little bit of
He's
speed
letting him
because
know.
of it.
He's like, I'm here.
Don't forget about me. Just because you passed me, I'm ready to go still. And I love to see that kind of racing.
Squeller's probably like, don't do it. Remember last week? Don't do it. Or 2 weeks ago.
Yes, Squeller has not had the best of luck these past few weeks, so it's good to see that hasn't been taken out on turn one, and he's fighting with these guys nice and cleanly.
Well, we got 8 laps to go. Zuri's is out to a comfortable lead. Colt's there. He's been the same gap for the most part. He loses a little bit, gains a little bit, but he's never really to Zuri's bumper. Do you think he's being patient, just trying to feel this out, or do you think he's like, hey, I'm second right now behind one of the best here. I'm happy and content with this.
Yeah, I think Colt's the kind of guy that will be happy and to just take his second place and try and hold off. I mean, he doesn't really have to hold off Frylock or Squeller or anyone behind him right now. There is a massive gap between these front two guys and the pack at the back. So, Colt knows that Zuri's his points leader, I'm sure, and he's not going to want to spin him out on accident or anything like that. So I think he'll sit in this second place position to the end of the race.
I think so too. I think Frylock is he was happy that he just ran his best lap, the 57 flat, but then right as soon as he did that, Squeller is like, nah, I can't let you pull away. I want that. I can't let you have any points. I need to get by you. Maybe Squeller has given up on Zuri's, but also is like, I got to get by Frylock. I can't fall back to third.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the difference between, falling back that far away from Zuri's at this point is kind of a moot point. I mean, 8 points, that's a lot, and we know that Zuri's is also really good at ovals, so it'll be a tough hill to climb to get there. So he just wants to hold off Frylock, and if he can't pass him, he wants to be at least 1 point behind him.
And when it comes to the oval races, those are always a crapshoot, right? Like anything could happen. You don't want to depend on that to get your position, so you want to gain as much as you can in these kind of races on the road course. I'm sure Squeller is thinking about that already with 5 laps to go after this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw it last week in both of our races where, Brad was starting to have a good showing and just him and Nuclear got into it a little bit and Brad fell to the back of the pack, and for me, I was riding side by side with Millsy and myself, and I clipped a car coming around the inside, and it dropped me back to I think 7th. So anything can happen on those ovals. But looking
so
through
with these 5 laps to go,
yeah.
Do you see any changes happening? Do you think anybody's going to make any crazy daring moves here in the last couple laps, or do you think this might be your finishing line here? These guys have been pretty dead even most of these laps here. Mistakes are very few and far between. So Squeller's been trying to make a move on Frylock. He's got that pressure. Millsy's right there, but it just been that way for the last 5-6 laps. I'm just not sure if he's going to make it happen.
I think if anyone is going to try and make a big push towards the end of this race, it will be Squeller. I mean, this is the position that he always finds himself in on this track and many other tracks, but he'll sit behind someone, ride their bumper for 10 laps, 15 laps, and on the last lap, that's when he'll strike. That's when he'll make his move. And if it doesn't work for him, he says, "All right, fair play. You didn't let me by." But it's just keeping that pressure is going to make that person in front of him just that much more nervous, as Millsy's doing to Squeller right now. So
I'm just thinking about, all the time that Squeller has helped Millsy, with practice and everything. He's probably regretting that right now with this pressure that he's putting on. Oh, look at that move. Oh, nice. A little rough, but he tried. He knows the laps are counting down. He's trying. D West is just hoping for something to happen so he can get a chance to get into this battle.
D West is in my favorite position coming to the end of these races, being right behind a stack of 3 guys who have been fighting for this long. Because, not so much in gold. I would rather be Frylock. But at least in silver and my experience in bronze, these guys coming to the last few laps, they may make a mistake, and at least in bronze and silver. So I would just sit back there, wait for them to take each other out, and fly by all of them.
Yeah, I hope the bronze and silver guys are watching, right? Like, this is how you handle pressure. He's doing a hell of a job. He's not letting, Squeller get to the best of him. He's hitting his marks. He knows he might have to be off his line a little bit, and he knows, Squeller got into him a little bit. They're side by side. Frylock's going to pull off here. That's going to be good for him to make that, that recovery. That's good.
And now he's got a little bit of breathing room on Millsy. Not much, but a little more than he had, so Squeller's feeling a lot better about his position now.
Yeah, now he doesn't have to be in defense mode.
Yeah, he can just go to straight attack, and, with coming up to 3 laps to go, that's what he wants to see. I will note, King Saturn and Captain Napkins have been bumper to bumper for these last few laps, and this may be another spot where King Saturn may make a push coming to these as he takes that inside line, tries to cut Napkins off of it. Napkins does a great job of holding him off, but that's another guy I want to look out for a possible change in these last few laps.
I'm wondering if Captain made a mistake. He had a little gap last time I looked on King Saturn, or Saturn maybe just finally found the groove, and D-Fest is even catching up. He's trying to make a little race between these 3 here for 8th and 9th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah, absolutely, and part of that's going to be because Napkins has to take the defensive line to hold his position right now. He's another one of these guys that when you're behind him, it seems like his car's 4 times as wide as it normally should be.
Absolutely. I do want to say Colt hit a 56.942.
Wow.
That's a great lap, man. That's a solid lap. Second fastest.
That's number 3 in lap time so far in PRA. We saw Teague with a 56.8 on Monday. So he's proven that he should be a gold driver, which I don't think any of us Silver Boys had any objections to even to begin with.
No. We were like, why are you in silver? Get out of here.
But no, Colt's really proven his case here, saying, hey, I'm fast, just as fast as you guys. I deserve to be here.
So we're coming down to the last lap. Zuri's got a little comfortable lead. He gained a little bit on Colt, even with those fast lap times. I'm not even sure how he's, where he's gaining, because they just seem dead even, almost with the same lap times.
Well, and I think the thing with Zuri's is he's super consistent. As we see, he just hit another 56.9. So Zuri's is one of the most consistent guys, just like Colt out here. And, he's probably a little more consistent, and just due to experience of racing in PRA, he's been able to set the consistent 56.9 lap times. But I'm going to ride on with Zuri's here. Give credit where credit's due for this race. This guy's been going on a storm in this last half of this season, so as long as he doesn't make a mistake, I think this is the last place where if he makes a mistake, Colt can really do anything about it. And he hits it super, super clean, so congratulations to Zuri's here. He put the work in, obviously, and he earned this one fair and square. So congratulations to Zuri's.
What a dominant race as he brings it home, crosses the checker line for first place, man. That's a statement right there that he wants that championship, and I'm not really sure how he's going to lose that tonight.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Colt on a very impressive second place finish here in gold. His first week in gold, and he's making a killing out of it. Frylock, great third. Squeller fourth. Millsy fifth. D West sixth. Captain seventh. King Saturn eighth. DH Fest ninth. Bobby 10th, and AY will be rounding out the field in 11th. I mean, that was a great race out of everybody. That was super, super clean. You know, a little bit of rubbing around the corners, but not much. And these guys just kind of sat in a line the whole time.
Even though they were in a line, there was like hardly a gap between most of these drivers, right? And even with that being said, the slowest lap time was a 57.5. That's incredible.
That's
These
a very,
lap times
very
are
fast lap
hauling.
time. And I will say in the comments, Teague, I see you, and it's not Cap, you're a gold driver.
Yeah. Yeah, Teague, stop. Don't lie to yourself. We all know. We all said it from the beginning. We're like, what is he doing? But, you know, we want to make sure, and you proved yourself. So, we'll see what happens next season.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of movement next season, I feel like. I mean, with the amount of drivers we've had in bronze, there's going to be some big movements, which I'm excited for, you know. I don't know if I fully want to be in gold yet, but if I get put there, so be it. I'll do what I can.
I mean, you know, I know you think that, but dude, you know you want it. We all want it. We all are trying to get gold, right? Like, we want to be the best of the best. I mean, obviously, global is a complete elite series that it's going to be rare for most people to even get there, but I feel like anybody has a chance to make it to gold if they put the time and effort into it, and these guys are. You know, the guys in gold, the guys in silver, the guys in bronze. Like, shoot, some of the guys that are in bronze are putting in gold times. You know, so
Yeah.
This season coming up is going to be very difficult for B-Dog. I kind of feel like it's going to be extremely hard for him to make certain decisions, and I think, you know, some people are going to be a little upset with being in the division, but they got to understand it's like, listen, it's between you and these guys, and this is what we have to do. But it's no disrespect in any way, shape, or form. It's just, it's a solid, phenomenal, fast league, and the competition is there. You know, I wouldn't doubt if PRA is one of the best leagues in Wreckfest. You know, and I fully believe it was seeing all this. You know, it's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been growing like wildfire this season, it feels like, and it's really amazing to see. And I do want to say, Teague, I'm not sure if Zurius has ever won a championship. We could pull that up, but it would take quite a long time, and I kind of want to focus on this race. But I do believe
I haven't heard that he has won a championship before. I want to say this is his first, but we will get a confirmation on that.
Yes, absolutely. I do want to say, I believe, if my math checks out, it's now mathematically impossible for Squeller to come back and win this race. Zurius can DNF, still get his 1 point, and he is, I believe, our gold champion this season.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know they were waiting for me.
It's all good, buddy. So
Over here doing some research.
So we are going to be watching this good old qualifier for this oval. What do you think about this oval? Who do you think's gonna have a strong showing here?
It's like a broken record. It's you know, if you don't bet on Zuri's, I don't know who else you could even possibly think is faster. He's called the Oval King, right? And I know he hates hearing that, as he just proved that he's phenomenal on road courses too. But you got to go with Zuri's. I don't know who else you could pick.
And I'm. Are we seeing these silver guys move to the front?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what's going on. B-Dog is our lovely official tonight once again, so he'll make sure everything's exactly where it's supposed to be. It looks like Colt's starting at the back.
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe Millsy should be in the back too. Millsy and Colt should be starting last.
Here they go. It looks like they're all moving backwards.
Hey guys in the chat, we appreciate you guys being here and watching. We like your support and all that you do for us. Who do you guys think for this oval race? Who do you guys have?
Hey, someone's got their
There's a lot
money
of
on
great guys in
DH.
here.
Yeah,
We have one saying D-Fest.
and honestly, I kind of want to see Squeller take it home. I mean, yeah, I get it. He's my fellow Canadian, so there is a little bit of a bias going on here. Um,
That's a solid
but
pick. I mean,
he's
any
been
of these
running
guys are solid
solid.
picks, right?
I just
mean,
want him to. I just want him to get his one win for the season. He, he would have got it on Rosenheim, but W was racing with us for the week, so W was able to get the W there. But he always seems to get one a season, so I'm hoping this one's his one.
I mean, he needs it, right? Like after the tough luck that he had, he didn't have a bad race last one. That was a great race. That was fair, no mistakes or anything like that. It was just tough racing. I do want to throw out in the draft challenge that we had in the off season, when King Saturn started on the front row, he always won. So he's starting second. Can he pull it off? You know, can he be the upset with these guys here with being out front? With these 15 laps, you know, he's going to try to take it and start that pole.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can really bet on any single one of these guys here tonight. These guys are all, some of the best in North America, in my opinion. Not even my opinion. I think it's just fact at this point. We have some of the best North American drivers in Wreckfest, in PRA right now. So
you look at the lap times, and the leaderboards, these guys are there.
Oh no, Squaller's getting thrown around like a ping pong ball.
Millsy gave him a little push into Frylock. Those guys got into it.
And DH is giving it right back to Millsy.
He's not having it.
And I will say, Colt's been making his push up with Zuri's here. It looks like he just fell in line with Zuri's and said, "Hey, you lead the way, buddy. I'll be following you."
Looks like he gave him a little tap and said, "Hey, man, let's go." When I get to the front. We got D-Highs picking Colt.
And Colt is honestly a solid pick. I mean, he was super, super solid and super consistent in our silver race. And, I mean, he just got second on that row course, so you never know. Anything can happen here.
And obviously, this is just a qualifier, so, we're kind of getting a feel of what these guys can do. Some of the chat, got guys picking Colt, Squeller, D-Fest, and Teague. He wants Bobby, right? He wants the... and he's in second. He's holding him off right now, so...
Yeah, we got to vote for Millsy in here.
He's putting up good lap times. Yeah, I mean...
And I will say
Millsy
Teague...
with the fastest lap.
I will say to Teague, we now have confirmation. This is Zuri's first championship, if he wins it. Which I think mathematically he has. Don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure. But it looks like he's going to have it all locked up, as he's pushed his way up to 5th so far in this qualifier.
Look at AY.
AY's in a great spot here.
Yeah, he's happy. He's got that little gap. Not Bobby. He's like, I'm happy to be second, but I don't like what's going on behind me. We're seeing 3 wide. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's the scary thing about this track. And these walls, man, they are the grippiest things known to man.
Yeah, stay off the wall, stay off each other. And it almost seems impossible, right, here at this inner oval.
And I actually really enjoy this track. I mean, this is probably my favorite oval that we've ran so far. And it's probably because it's a nice chaotic track, and I like a little bit of chaos in my life.
Well, you got enough of it Monday night, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I did. Sometimes it's how the cookie crumbles. I'm not mad at anybody. It happens, and like I said, Colt earned that second place in points for sure.
Speaking of Cole, he's battling captain for a 6th. He's gonna try to get it here. It's gonna be tight, side by side.
Does he get the pinch? No, captain takes it.
No, captain pulled it off. Nice move.
Yeah, and
397 to a 430. Jeez, you can't even blink that fast. That's how close that was.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are on ovals. They're always going to be in a bubble like this. I mean, it is what it is. That's These guys are all so close in talent on this game. Wow, sorry, this is our first time using the qualifiers, the qualifying lobbies, and it's showing which place everyone got, and that is amazing.
That's cool. Uh, as you guys know, Wreckfest had a huge update. A lot of little changes here and there, and it's pretty exciting for future seasons for PRA. I think we had a little challenges with a lot of little things with heats and qualifyings that this is going to be perfect for the next season.
Yeah, and it makes B-Dog's life so much easier being a host for a league. I mean, I can't imagine it was ever easy to get all the lap times down and make sure everything's ran smoothly. So now that we have this mode, it just does it for us.
Yeah, so for bronze, silver, and gold guys, it won't be long nights. It'll be relatively normal, like what we should be expecting. So that's kind of nice for those who have to wake up early, like myself.
Yeah, I mean, if bronze still runs with the amount of popularity it does, the bronze night may be a little bit slower, but there's been some conversations behind the scenes. We're going to see some big changes in PRA over the course of this off season.
Yeah, our drivers are going to be excited about that. It's going to be pretty cool. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of people putting in a lot of time and effort into making PRA an amazing league, and I'm excited for these drivers. B-Dog pulls off. We're going to go green.
Yeah, Bobby looks like he was ready to get going there for a second. He just kind of dove in front of everybody. But he checked up, falls back in line, and AY gets a really good... AY and Bobby both have really good pushes off the start.
Oh, then you got a cluster, right? Look at that group.
There's 4 wide, Captain's getting pushed in the wall, Millsy gets pulled in there a little bit, and Squeller's thinking, thank God I'm still right here beside Frylock.
Yeah, I think you're going to watch Squeller, maybe be a little bit more aggressive than he likes to be. But you kind of have to when you're this tight here. Everybody's dead even. Any little mistake, you have to jump on it, even if it's just a tenth of a lap. You got to take advantage. You got to get, the moves and the right position to make a pass. And if you have to bump, that's what you got to do.
And seeing what Squeller did just right there, it's my favorite move to make on this track. He went for a nice undercut on Colt to get that position and not be door-to-door anymore, especially because Frylock's starting to run away from everybody. He's pushed his way back up to 4th, and DH Fest comes in and just annihilates everybody, and Millsy's there too, pushing DH Fest around. So these guys, it's like B-Dog said last season, it's either it's the last race and they all want it really, really bad, or they don't give 2 flying craps anymore.
I think D-Fest is saying, welcome to gold, boys, for Millsy and Colt. He's like, you want this is what you're going to get.
Oh, and King Saturn hits the wall, so Squeller moves up to 5th right behind Frylock. This is exactly what Squeller wanted to see.
Yeah, if he finishes behind Frylock, I don't think Frylock's going to get 2nd place, because he only gained 2 points on Squeller total, and I think he's 3 points back, so he needs to be... D-West is ahead of him. He knows he needs that position. Frylock has a win, doesn't he?
Frylock does have a win. He has a win on Midwest Moto Center.
So if they tie, does a tie go to him, being that he has a win?
Yeah, so the way it works in PRA is if there's a tiebreaker, the first tiebreakers are wins, and if they're tied in wins, then it's laps led. And I forget what it is if they're tied in that as well, but I don't think that's ever really come up.
Well, I'm sure Squeller is hoping that doesn't happen. But as of right now, I believe they are tied in points. Oh, no.
No.
Frylock is ahead of Bobby, so now he has 1 point over Squeller.
Yes, so right now, if things were to end right now, Frylock wins 2nd place in the PRA Gold Series. So Squeller's got some ground to make up, and I don't think Millsy's going to make it any easier on him.
Squeller's got to be sick of Millsy being right behind him. All last race and now doing it again. Yeah, it's going to be
I understand.
frustrating. Oh, Frylock's around.
Oh, no. So if other people got into that, that'll be tally number 1. But Squeller's thinking, thank God. Now I don't have to fight through
Oh
two different
no.
people. I'm gonna hop on board with him just to see. Yeah, he's very
Oh,
far
Squeller's
behind.
in the wall. Got in the captain.
Oh no, what is going on here?
Oh no.
So
Now
these
they're both
guys
in the back.
are at the back of the pack, and they're gonna be fighting it out. I'm gonna hop on
We'll
board
see
with
if there's.
Zuri's and see if that was, or AY, I guess. Where are you, AY? Okay, so that was not a caution. I think. I could be wrong. Nope. Caution is not out. We are still green. Unless
Oh,
they're across
AY
that
is
line.
is trying super hard, but Zuri's is like, "Hey, Lou, I'm your champ. I'm gonna show you what it's like to be a champ. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and get around you, but he'll make it clean, right? Zuri's won't be rough. He's got the championship, and I'm pretty sure he knows it, so he's probably gonna be patient with AY. And I think he has a little gap behind him. Oh yeah, he's got a big gap, so there's no pressure. It's gonna be between those two unless a caution comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just gonna check on these gold points and see if anyone was in the realm of catching up with these two. DUS was not far behind Frylock. He was only 5 points behind coming into the last race. And so I think that makes him 8 points behind now. 7 or 8 points
Yeah, I
behind.
believe you're right.
So DUS, if things go his way and he pushes past Bobby and makes it to the front of the pack, he may even be able to sneak a third place out of this, maybe even a second.
That's a solid opinion there, or insight. I think I don't know if D West knows where Frylock is located. If he knew that, he might be pushing a little bit harder. But we are just at halfway now, so he still has time. And Bobby has made a few mistakes this race, so maybe D West knows that, and he's just kind of being patient. But Millsy's right there too, and he's not going to make it easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, this is a sight that I never thought I would see in the last race of this Gold Series with, person in first in points is in second, but then 2 and 3 are 10th and 11th rounding out the field.
Yeah, we always know these ovals are a crapshoot. Anything could happen to anybody. I mean, AY and Bobby finished 10th and 11th in the last race, and now they're first and third. So it's just a switch, right? Like complete switch. Zuri's is the only common thing going on here with
Something happened with
being
Captain.
in second. Yeah. Oh, something happened, Captain. No.
Captain has now fallen to the back of the pack, and somehow Frylock got around Squeller. So Frylock proving once again that, hey, I'm fast. Don't count me out of anything.
Well, this is Squeller's second chance, right? Like he knows. All right, I could have lost it with that little situation there. I'm gonna stay right here. Maybe he'll try to get around Frylock or put some pressure on them so that he doesn't catch DFS. And he wants that second place. He knows Zuri's probably has it, and he knew going into this was going to be extremely hard to get to Zuri's, but he's not going to give up second.
No, absolutely not. I mean, as long as Squeller's just one position behind Frylock, he's got second place locked up here, I believe, unless something crazy happens with DUS. But DUS actually falls a position to Millsy. So Millsy's making a push on these guys and saying, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to race. You thought I can just do road course. Here I am. I'm an oval guy,
Millsy
too.
is a solid oval driver, right? Like he is. He finishes usually in the top 5 in any oval race. Like he finished third, I think, in this first gold oval race. So I thought maybe it was fourth or something like that. He was solid.
Yeah, I believe you two were 4 and 5 in that gold oval race. So Millsy pulled the fourth out of that.
Yeah, it was awesome. And he's trying to prove himself. He's like, hey, I'm ready for next year. I'm not a joke. I deserve to be in gold. I'm going to prove myself, and he's trying to do that tonight.
Yeah, and he's got the inside line on Bobby here, and he's pushing for that last podium spot. So, and he gets around him nice and clean. So this guy, he is making his push, and he wants to show these guys to not slouch on him at all.
Two things before we get to the end of this race. I want to throw out that Oscar is putting money on Teague next season. What do you think of that?
Teague, he's a veteran of this game. He's showed a lot of these guys what to do. So, I think he could be a solid pick. I think next season it all depends on how consistent you are. I mean, as long as you're consistent podiuming these races, you're gonna have a shot.
And Teague responds, he hates money. Perfect. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Teague is no joke. He's fast. He's proved it with his lap times and his consistency. He had a mistake in last week on the very last lap, on the very last corner, but he would have had a solid finish there in silver. And I think he's here to stay.
I just want to say, Zuri's is breathing down the neck of AY right now. He's giving him.
I was going to ask you that.
room.
Do you think he's being nice? Do you think he's just kind of trolling? What do you think he's doing?
I think he's trying to put as much pressure on AY so that AY makes a mistake on his own. So I don't think he's going to throw him around or beat him up or anything. I don't think we'll see any bump and runs, but he just wants to say, hey, AY, if you mess up, I'm here. And it's going to put the pressure on him.
I mean, your top 5 is in the 7s. So they're pretty dead even. AY's doing a good job, too, with the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. AY's been driving really solid. But, I mean, Zuri's just keeps looking around, trying to find that opening. It's caution cutoff, so he knows that now that he's not going to get a bamboozled caution come out against him.
He gave him a little bump there. Hey, don't make any mistakes. I'm going to jump on it.
Yeah, and he's someone that we may see in these last few laps definitely make a jump on AY. He might try and cut in and get an inside line, or maybe he will give him a little bump and run. Who knows?
Also, look at Millsy. He made up a ton of ground on these two.
He's got fastest lap.
6.99. Look at that. No joke. No wonder.
I believe that's now the second fastest lap in PRA on this track. I think McNasty had a slightly faster lap time than that, but
I think so. I think he has like a 6.88 or something like that.
Millsy's proven himself to himself and to everybody else that he belongs here. But we're coming around to the white flag lap. Zuri's is cutting on the inside of AY, trying to take that inside line.
AY is going to try to be tight on his door.
Bit. Oh, this is going to be a drag race to the finish. This is going to be a drag race.
That's what
Zuri's
is
taking none
right?
of it. Yeah, I think Millsy's a little too far behind now.
Oh, AY,
Zuri's
what a
takes
move.
it. So congratulations, Zuri's, on your second win tonight. AY, impressive second out of you. Millsy, another silver guy on the podium tonight. These guys are no joke. D West 4th, Bobby 5th, Colt 6th, Saturn 7th, Frylock 8th, DHFest 9th, Squeller 10th. Oh no. And Captain 11th.
I think they're tied.
So, do you know why I'm saying oh no?
It's a tiebreaker? Is that?
They are now tied in points, and Frylock has a win, and Squeller doesn't.
Oh no, I think Frylock is going to be second overall. What a battle.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys have been fighting it out all season. It's been a crazy season in PRA here. So congratulations to Zuri's on your gold championship. That's a tough cookie to get right there. It's a tough trophy for sure. But we will not be gone for long. We will be back with PRA action very, very soon. We have some great things running in the off season. Me and Millsy are running an event, and there's one other event that will be held for sure. So we will be around, just not as frequent as you viewers might be used to. But yeah, other than that, it's been a great season with you guys. I just want to say thank you to all the viewers, all the drivers, and B-Dog specifically. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, absolutely. What an amazing season for all the series. We still actually have one more global race this Sunday, I believe.
Yes, we do.
So you can tune in with that too.
Yeah,
also want to point out, Zuri's won 4 in a row. Am I wrong? Did he win more than that? I can remember.
That's
the
1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 5 in a row? That's 5 in a row for Zuri's.
5 in a row in the gold series. maybe it's time for Zuri's to go global, right? I think that's a statement right there. We'll see what happens for the future. We'll see what goes on with all that. I do want to give a shout out to B Dog, all our officials, all the guys that are commentators, all you drivers. Thank you so much. You guys have been amazing. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate your support. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show, and hopefully you guys have a great night and see you next season.
Absolutely. We'll see you next season and a little bit during the off season. So everyone, have a great night. Come back on Sunday to watch those global guys. But other than that, we'll be seeing you later.